Hello everyone. This is a short virtual course on how to get started with fog computing using the COSCO framework. This is the fifth video of the six-part course where we discuss how to run the scheduler we just implemented on the COSCO simulator. So this is the scheduler that we implemented in our last video. Simple scheduler with the two selection and placement functions. And we imported this in the main.py and set the variable in the initialize environment function to simple scheduler. For this experiment, I'll be conducting on the simulator with 20 simulation steps and 10 hosts in the environment. So let me run the required command, and without the -e, by default it runs on a simulator. This will take a few seconds. So as this is an event-based simulator, we do not have to wait 20 times 5 minutes. So this is like 100 minutes, and we were able to get the results fairly quickly. And in the end, it tries to calculate the complete metrics like the number of containers that completed execution, the number of migrations, and so on. And all the logs are saved in a corresponding folder. So here you can see that many datasets were created, like say the CPU percentage and the IPS of different containers, and the host information like the CPU requirement, CPU utilization, number of containers, and so on. So these are different datasets that are created. And let me also show you the container allocation. So as you can see here, in the first interval, we had a decision 0, 0. So this allocated 0th container to the 0th host, which you can see here. So here in the x-axis is the scheduling interval, and in the y-axis is the host ID. And this is for each container, container 0, container 1, and so on. This is just a visualization of the host allocation for each container with the time scheduling interval. So if there are like several changes, then the number of migrations is high. If it is fairly stable, like here, then the number of migrations are low. And then in the 0th simulation interval, we have decision 08. So this was allocated to the 8th host, and the first container 1 was allocated to 0th host. And in the next interval, container 0 was allocated to the 0th host, which you can see here, and this is how containers were being executed. Other than this, you can also see that the number of containers for each host. So you can see that host 0, host 8, and host 9 had some containers, others did not have any containers being executed, which is expected. It is allocating containers to minimize the number of hosts that are active in the system. That is the number of hosts that have at least one running container. This is because when a host is inactive, the simulator of COSCO puts it into a sleep mode to conserve energy, which is the case in many fog devices like Raspberry Pis or even smartphones. So in this case, the scheduler tries to keep only 3 hosts active in the setup. And this is how we can see that it is trying to minimize the energy consumption. Thank you for your kind attention. In the next video, we shall discuss how to run our custom scheduler on a physical setup. See you in the next one. Cheers.